Hey there, good morning. How's it going? Today is Sunday, January 25th, 2026. Currently 81 degrees Fahrenheit. That is 27 degrees Celsius here in San Juan, the capital of Puerto Rico, a territory of the United States. I arrived here 2 days ago. As I discussed in my last video, then I stayed in another hotel the night before last after arriving, and ended up changing hotels over to here for the second night because it was the weekend and prices were absolutely insane. So I had this very basic, simple room for $101 on Friday night, and then that room was jacked up to more than $300 for Saturday night, and all over the place then rooms were super expensive and there wasn't much available. And so I found this place for $85 a night. But it is absolutely one of the worst hotels I've ever stayed at, and one of the worst, just most gross rooms I've ever stayed in, where just about everything is wrong with it. Now, I want to say that the people here have been really nice. It is basically just like a crash backpacker. There's hostel dorm rooms as well, and then private rooms. So I don't think that I read the reviews before coming over here, because basically I saw that there was one room available here and I just wanted to jump on it because it was like the only affordable thing that I was finding. I saw the pictures and was like, okay, whatever, I'll just, tolerate it. And for 85 bucks, how bad can it be? But you will be seeing in a second as I go down and give you a tour of the room. So I had only booked one night here, and so it is now about 10 in the morning and checkout time is at 11. So I will be checking out of here, and then you'll see what happens in the next video. But let's head downstairs and give you a tour of one of the worst rooms I've ever stayed in. And as most of you know, that's saying something. 35 years of traveling to 97 countries, I've stayed in a lot of different varieties of rooms, from the worst to the 5-star best, and this is absolutely one of the worst. All right, let's check it out. As you can see, a bit of a rough neighborhood as well, but it feels perfectly safe around here. So I'm down on the bottom floor. Check out the street art. That is the reception area there. All right, and it's a code to get in. Here we go. What is one of the worst hotel rooms in the world like? So at first glance, especially after all that trash talking, then maybe it doesn't look too bad. I have stayed in worse, I could say, but one of the problems is the price. So $85. As I showed in my recent Tulum videos, then I had a really nice room there, and I mean like really nice, like not 5-star or anything, but very nice, felt great, like practically brand new, amazing design, like artistic, and then with a balcony looking out at a really nice pool that you could use, and that was $38. So $85 for this. So let's go through all of the various problems with it. So one of the only good things about it is at least comfy mattress, so no problem there. They didn't include a blanket, just a sheet, and so fortunately I have my own blanket here. So you have noisy AC, noisy fridge, Wi-Fi that is super, super slow, my last video, which is the tour of San Juan here from yesterday, is about 20% uploaded at the moment, and I started uploading it last night, so all night to get it to 20%, so that's not gonna happen here. And then, you know, it's an okay size, smallish, but not a big deal there. But this is the bed, so look at this, just a really crappy frame. This is the bedside table. Look at that thing. And then no shelves, terrible dirty walls, no paintings or anything on the wall, so just a very, very dingy feel to it. No view out the window. And then it just has this musty feeling of being moist. I mean, it's partly just because we're in the tropics here, but it smells kind of weird. And then you have a mirror here. This is the light. I couldn't figure out how to turn that light on, and so it's just sitting on another crappy bedside table. Ant poison lying around, and then the bathroom is definitely a big part of the problem. Tiny bathroom, toilet way too close to the wall, just very, you know, dingy, grungy, smelly, and then a very small shower area, no hot water, so that would be the hot water if it worked, but you can see no hot water at all. There you go, that is basically it. So if this room was 30 bucks, I wouldn't be making quite as much of a deal out of it. It is the fact that it is $85. Now, as I mentioned, then rooms were jacked up because of being Saturday night last night. So you might be thinking, okay, well, so it was like double the price that it normally is. But no, I checked the price midweek and it was $80. So 85 Saturday night, $80 on like a Tuesday. So that is just the normal price. So that is a problem when it comes to Puerto Rico. And I've done searching around elsewhere as well. And hotel prices are just really expensive. Of course, it is because there are so many Americans coming here. Well, Puerto Ricans are Americans, but so many people coming here from mainland America. And as I showed in my last video, then the city of San Juan is quite nice, especially the touristy Old Town area. Around here, it's definitely a lot rougher. There's lots of street art, and it feels a bit more deserted, and it's more modern buildings, but kind of derelict. But, you know, it is a popular tourist destination, especially for people coming from the US and probably some Europeans coming since it's winter in Europe. There are some direct flights to Puerto Rico from certain cities in Europe. And so that just jacks up the prices. And then that is just the case with the Caribbean in general. Then it's expensive, but you don't get quite the same value for what you're paying for in terms of the quality of, you know, the cheaper rooms are not that cheap, and then they're not great quality. As I showed in my other hotel, that room, 101 bucks, the one that jacked up to more than 300, was a very simple, small, basic room as well. So there you go. That is just part of the reality of Puerto Rico. Is it's not cheap, and if you can't afford to pay the big bucks in a nicer, fancier hotel room, then you're dealing with kind of funky quality. So anyways, time for me to get all packed up here and get out of here. And then the plan is to show more of San Juan in my next video. So more coming from Puerto Rico. See ya. Hey guys, how's it going? So today is January 26th, 2026. I thought that I would offer some contrast to the rather terrible room that I showed there and show, what a sort of average, quite nice, but not exceptional room is like at a cheaper price. So that is just the way that it goes when you travel, is that hotel rooms are rather random as far as what you get for the price. So an important factor when it comes to a hotel room is just the feel of it. And that was one of the many problems with that room, was it just felt really dingy, grungy, just gross. This room feels great, nice and clean, no moist air, no cockroaches. I forgot to mention, I did see a cockroach inside my room there, a little one. And it has everything you need as you expect. A little bit dated, as you can see. The one issue with this room for me is that I prefer a double bed. They didn't have one available, but comfy beds here. It is fairly small, but perfect for one. Fridge, shelves, and a nice bathroom. Small little, you can't really call that a bathtub. I wouldn't want to try to take a bath in there, but fine for showering. It's a little small, but works just fine. And then everything is just very clean and feels good. So this room, by comparison, is $51. So $85 a night for a really terrible room versus $51 for a very nice room. So if you're wondering how I got a better room at a cheaper price, then you will be finding out in another video, not the next video, because in the next video then I will be showing more of San Juan, and then there will be a change. And so an important factor when it comes to hotel rooms and what you're going to pay is location. So that is a bit of a hint there. So coming next, then I will be showing more of San Juan, the capital of Puerto Rico, and then I leave San Juan after that. So more coming from Puerto Rico in the next video. See ya.